Hey everyone, so today we're going to go over a mobility warm-up in the ReBalance movement practice method. The reason we go through a mobility warm-up is to lubricate the joints, activate the muscles, develop a sense of presence in our practice, and there are a whole bunch of reasons why it's beneficial to do a proper warm-up. In our mobility warm-ups, there's two basic categories of exercises that we use. There's isolated joint mobility or IJM exercises, and there's softening exercises. The IJM exercises include going through the body part by body part, and doing gentle, smooth movements that lubricate the joints and warm up and bring presence and awareness to that body part. For example, today we're going to start at the fingers and we're going to go to the wrists, then the elbows, and then the shoulders, and on, so that we warm up the whole body. For joint health, for functional movement, for rehabilitation, for mindfulness, for relaxation, there's so many reasons to develop a gentle and aware mobility practice. So let's get started.
I invite you to start by bringing your feet hip-width apart. Starting with your feet together, I invite you to turn your feet out about 45 degrees and place your heels behind your toes. And I invite you to take a big inhale and sigh that out. And I invite you to come into some sun breaths. Inhaling your arms up overhead, exhaling down through the midline of your body. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And we'll go through that sun breath a couple more times. I invite you to bring your awareness to your hands and to gently extend and flex your fingers, spreading your fingers wide apart and flexing your hands into a fist. Warming up the small joints in the hands. And I invite you to wrap your hand around one forearm, bringing the opposite hand into a fist, and to rotate that wrist in a circle. And then we'll take that wrist circle in the opposite direction. And I invite you to bring your awareness to the opposite wrist, creating a smooth circle. And then we'll take that wrist circle in the opposite direction. And I invite you to bring your hands down to your sides with the palms facing forwards. Inhaling, flexing the arms up, rotating the palms at the top, and exhaling down. And in reverse, inhaling up, rotating the palms, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, rotating the palms at the top, and exhaling down. warming up the elbow joints. Inhaling on the way up and exhaling down. And I invite you to take a moment just to soften your body, allowing your arms to relax, allowing your whole body to feel soft and supple. And I invite you to bring your feet back to your hip width apart stance. And with your hands at the side of your thighs, I invite you to roll your shoulder blades. And allowing your breath to flow freely as you go through these mobility exercises. And then we'll take that scapula circle in the opposite direction. And bringing that to stillness. I invite you to place your hands into a fist, to gently lower your shoulder blades away from your ears. And I invite you to draw a small circle with the tip of your nose, warming up the cervical spine, warming up the neck. And I invite you to make those circles a little bit larger until you find a range of motion that feels good for you today. Then we'll take that neck circle in the opposite direction. And I invite you to bring your neck back to neutral and to take a big inhale and sigh that out. I invite you to place one hand on top of the other, inhaling the arms up overhead and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down, warming up the ball and socket joint at the shoulder, the glenohumeral joint. And we'll do that one more time. And I invite you to step your feet out a little bit wider into a stance about shoulder width apart. The toes can be turned out a little bit and the knees are soft, having your whole body relaxed. And we'll come into some arm swings, rotating the spine, relaxing the arms, gently twisting warming up rotation in the spine. Allowing your jaw and the face muscles to relax. And I invite you to pivot the opposite foot, bringing your hands up to shoulder and face height, creating a slightly larger motion in the spine and the whole body. And gently slowing that down and coming back to your shoulder width apart stance. I invite you to bring your hands just beneath your belly button, and we'll come into lateral spinal flexion. So starting with one arm, inhaling the arm up and exhaling over, and smoothly transitioning, inhaling up and exhaling over. And we'll go through that one more time on each side. And I invite you to take a moment again just to soften your body, doing a few gentle dynamic stretches. And I invite you to bring your feet back to your hip width apart stance, bringing the feet together, turning the feet out about 45 degrees and placing the heels behind. I invite you to bring your hands to your pelvis and to gently rotate your pelvis in a circle. And allowing your breath to flow freely as we go through these mobility exercises. And then we'll take that hip circle in the opposite direction. And I invite you to bring your awareness to your knees, placing your hands softly on your knees, bending the knees and gently rotating them in a circle. Then we'll take those knee circles in the opposite direction. And coming back up to standing. Next, we're going to come into some ankle circles, and I'm going to grab a dowel for balance. You can do this freestanding, or you can use a chair or a wall for support if you like. The main focus is on the ankle, so whichever variation that you can do to create a smooth circle at the ankle will do. So I invite you to bring your awareness to one ankle and to rotate that ankle in a smooth full range of motion circle. And then we'll take that ankle circle in the opposite direction. Then we'll go to the opposite foot, creating a smooth circle at the ankle. And we'll take that in the opposite direction. Now we'll do essentially the same thing except with a focus on the toes, using a wall, a chair, or a dowel for support if you like. And I invite you to extend and flex at your toes, spreading the toes wide apart and flexing them in, warming up the small joints in the toes. And we'll do a few more repetitions, spreading the toes wide apart. And I invite you to take that toe extension exercise on the opposite foot. And I invite you to bring your feet back, hip width apart. And I invite you to bring your awareness to the crown of your head, pressing the crown of your head up towards the ceiling and gently pressing your fingertips down towards the floor. And we'll finish our mobility warm-up with some sun breaths. I invite you to inhale your arms up overhead and exhale down through the center line of your body, relaxing your body and mind. And I invite you to go through 2 more sun breaths. I invite you to take a big inhale and sigh that out. And we'll finish with softening the body, doing a few gentle dynamic stretches in any way that feels good for you, finishing our mobility warm-up.